I'm Dave Palumbo, founder of Species Nutrition. From my earliest bodybuilding days, I believed in only putting the best in my body. And that lives on in the Species Nutrition line of products. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
Old School Bodybuilding Clothing Company. If leg day was yesterday and now you're wondering why toilets are so damn low, you are definitely old school. If you're the only athlete at your gym that knows there's a contest today and it's to see who trains the hardest, you are old school. OSBBC.com for the hardest training athletes.
Welcome back to RXMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2020, brought to you by Species Nutrition. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today's guest is our two-time Miss Women's Physique Olympia champ, Shanique Grant. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, glad to be back, as always, every single year.
I love interviewing you because I love looking at you because you're always like so glammed up. It's like I'm looking at like you got like a nice set back there. Everything's very clean looking. You have the beautiful outfit, a dress on. You're like very professional about what you do.
Thank you. It's always nice to look good because when you look good, you feel good.
That's right. When you look good, you feel good. Now,
Yes.
Two-time champ going into your third title defense here. You got to feel like a little more confident. You know, the first one is always a little nervous. Then when you have to defend the title, people want to see if you're the real deal. Obviously, we know you're the real deal now. Going into the third title defense, how do you motivate yourself now to be better than you were last year and to be your best, so to speak?
Well, this time around, I'm fighting for, to stay in my spot. It's more like in my head, I'm just like, when I'm in the gym, I'm just like, you got to get this, you're reigning Miss Olympia. You can't go down with an L, and it just pushes you harder because you don't want to, you don't want to lose. You want to keep that title. And I feel like the fire grows stronger as you get closer to the show. Like we're 3 weeks out and like 2 days now. And I'm tired, I'm hungry, but like I'm so focused and it feels good.
When you have a physique like yours, and I can say this, it's almost impossible. First of all, it's almost impossible to beat a reigning Olympia champ anyway. But when the person has a genetic advantage over everyone else, you have the teeny tiny waist, the taper. I've never seen you out of shape on stage. I mean, it's hard to beat you because of the people have to come in with something that we've never seen before, and we know who the competitors are who are competing against you. So when look, all I got to do is show up at my best and I'm going to win, I have to believe that there's like an extra level of confidence there going into the show.
It's
not cockiness, it's just the truth. I mean, come on.
You have to be so careful with what you say though, because people can I've gone through like bullying earlier on when I was younger and all this stuff. And like, finally, when you get to a point where you're just like, I am happy with myself and I'm confident in myself and I believe in myself. Some people can take it as cockiness. So I'm just very like, I'm just like, I'm ready. I'm focused. I can't wait to step on that stage type of thing. I just, not too much, but just enough.
Look, when I used to ask Jay Cutler, Jay, who's going to win the Olympia? He'd say me. I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth and he already answered the question because that's how confident he was in his ability.
That is awesome. Yeah. He took a look at me a few weeks ago. Very nice person.
What was his opinion of you?
I'll let him say it. That's great. Thank you.
What was Jay's opinion to you? What did he say when you posed for him?
He was like, I look ready. I look good. And coming from 4-time Mr. Olympia, La Legend out here in Vegas, it was great. It was a fire that I needed.
Now, where are you guys training nowadays out there in Vegas? Are they on lockdown, are they?
We're not. Luckily, the governor didn't pull the restrictions too hard. The gyms are still open. There's like 25% capacity indoors at like restaurants and bars, whatever. But we have to wear a mask full time, and that's harder on me because I have aggressive asthma. So it's hard. It's a little to breathe, but it's needed and still training. So there's no complaints as long as the gym's still open.
What gym are you at now?
LVAC, Las Vegas Athletic Club.
You're still over there. Now, does Iris and Hide still have that store in there, or did they move it?
They are, I believe they're still looking for a location now that City Athletic closed down. So yeah.
So that's not the same gym as the one you train at?
No, City Athletic Club.
Right, I'm confusing it. Okay.
They that was like legendary gym. It had closed down last year.
Yes. I can't believe that gym closed down. I loved that gym when I
that gym. It was very upsetting to see that gym go. There's no gym out here like it.
What happened? Do you know why that gym closed?
Just poor management.
Oh, really? I think they spent too much on the gym. It was like almost like it was too nice, and I was worried.
It was a lot
for
to manage. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Now it's pretty interesting that we have the reigning Miss Physique Olympia champ and the reigning Miss Olympia, 10-time Miss Olympia, Iris Kyle, both training in Las Vegas. I don't know if you guys, I know you guys kind of bump into each other here and there, and you kind of were friendly. I've been poking and stoking the flame of this whole thing that I think that they should, at the end of the Olympia, night, the winning Miss Olympia should square off in a pose down at the end against the Miss Physique Olympia champ. And I've been saying this. I've been saying this because it's exciting. I think it would add a level of excitement that we haven't seen before, and it would almost be something that would merge the two divisions. Not merge them, but give them some kind of unity and create more excitement. Would you be up for that if they suggested that to you and said, "Hey, would you be up for it, Shanique? Would that be something you would do?"
That'd be fun. That'd be exciting.
Right? Wouldn't it be? I mean, to get to stand next to, we don't know if Iris is going to win. Assuming Iris won the show, you and Iris up there for a final pose down like Arnold and Franco used to pose down,
That would be definitely something good for the fans. I'm sure they would love that.
Right. And maybe throw a little bonus in there for whoever wins it, And I think that they should call the overall champ between those two Miss Olympia, and then, if you win Miss Physique Olympia and if she wins Women's Bodybuilding Olympia, that's a separate title, but the overall should be Miss Olympia. That's what I think. Not that it matters what I think, but I think that would be almost like the Super Bowl,
Physique is so similar muscular-wise, but different size-wise to bodybuilding. That's so similar, that you can't really tell a difference now.
Now, off camera, I asked you this, and so I'm going to ask you it again. I said, Shanique, I mean, you probably have, if you gain 10 pounds, you could easily cross over into women's bodybuilding. And you're young enough to be able to do that. And I said to you, would you consider doing that? And you said no. And explain why you want to stay where you are at this point.
I really like the division I'm in. When I was in figure, I understood when a lot of people were telling me, hey, go to Physique. You belong in Physique. Physique is it for you. And then I went. And I love it, and I'm comfortable in it. To get bigger and have more size, I have a lot of joint issues, and I go through physical therapy, chiropractic work, massage therapy every week. Right. So it's just the more muscle I get, the more pain I'm in, basically.
Interesting.
So it's a limitation I'm in right now due to just having really small joints and it just being a lot on my body.
So do you think it's more like a total joint thing? It's not like you have injuries. Your body is sore.
My body is there's a capacity limit. I feel like when it comes to muscle on certain people. Right. For me, getting more muscle, getting heavier. Like I get up to 186 in the off season.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty big.
So that's pretty big. Imagine if I went to bodybuilding, I would be 200.
Yeah, no,
I know I would. So
how tall are you?
It's a lot on my knees, a lot on my body. So I feel so comfortable and so good in physique that I could still, be girly and, wear bikinis. And, people in the gym, sometimes they think I'm bikini and it's nuts, but I'm like, okay, cool, whatever,
But you know what? You're over at 150 on stage, which is not that much heavier than a lot of the bodybuilding girls. And your joints are so small that the illusion is that you look a lot bigger than you really are. I've seen you in person. You don't look that big in person, but when you get up on stage under the lights with your bikini on, the illusion is overwhelming of what your body creates up there.
Yeah.
So my question was, and I can respect the decision you made to stick into that class because you fit well there. Obviously, you're the champ. But what I felt that when I asked you was that something that didn't really sit that well with you was the fact that there's a discrepancy in prize money. I think we're going to see. I mean, if you just, we don't know what the Miss Olympia money is going to be this year, but I have to assume it's going to be close to what the Rising Phoenix prize money was, which was with the free car they gave away. It was over $100,000. You're not making anything near that as the Olympia champ in women's physique. Do you think that there should be a more even prize package, I guess, for the women's physique Olympia champ?
We work really hard. We work day in, day out, sacrificing our bodies to the fullest extent. And to know that Miss Olympia is probably going to be much higher is it's upsetting. But at the end of the day, for me, it's not always about money. I understand the same thing. It should be even. It should be equal. I'm in it for the fun and the experience and the fans. But at the same time, I'm sure we all want equal. And we all want to just feel like we were awarded, like rightfully, I would say.
Look, you can't do this your whole life, you know what I mean? Even if you won 10 Olympias, what are you going to do after the 10th Olympia? You still have, you want to have a bank account that reflects the fact that you were a 10-time champion, if that comes to fruition. So
this is full time working out, where you have to eat clean, you can't miss a meal, you got to do your cardio every morning, you got to go to the gym, you can't miss a session. It's every day. It's impacting if you have a 9-to-5, it's impacting your friendships, your relationships, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
And just to be rewarded rightfully is like, okay, I did this and it fell perfectly the way I wanted it to.
Yeah. No, I think that the women's physique, I know the women's physique competitors train just as hard as the women bodybuilders. They're just not maybe as big, but some of them are. But the training's the same, so why shouldn't the rewards be the same? And I think that that's something that definitely needs to be explored, and maybe it will be because we haven't heard Dan Solomon told me that the Olympia prize package is the highest it's ever been, but he hasn't told me what the breakdown is. So let's see, maybe they'll take this into account and maybe we'll see a higher amount for the women's physique competitors, because that would be great. Now, you have almost 350,000 followers on Instagram. Do you find that amazing when you think about the magnitude of people you affect every day?
I think it's awesome. I kind of, like, in the beginning, I've kind of been not so active and not so, like, diverse with my posts, and now that I've been sharing tips, workouts, all that stuff, I've been more like I'm just taking photos and doing all that sponsored stuff, and more people are following me, more people are interacting, and I'm just learning the whole influencer online stuff, and I'm getting more followers, I'm getting more fans, and they're loving it, and it's awesome. I just love helping people and knowing that I'm actually motivating and helping them in their everyday lives.
And you're always so glammed up in all these little tips too. It's like you prepare for them, which is nice, because a lot of people look like they just rolled out of bed when they do a lot of their Instagram posts. You always have this level of like, I want to look at her. She actually looks good. You know what I mean? It's which I find to be another level of professionalism that you have that really, I guess you could say speaks volumes to the fact that, hey, I'm Miss Olympia. I'm going to look like Miss Olympia. I'm going to carry myself like Miss Olympia, and I'm always going to be very professional in everything I do. And I think that speaks a lot for your brand.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I'm going to do cardio, I'm wearing a sponsor's sweater or shirt. If I'm going to the gym, I'm wearing a sponsor's clothing or a nice outfit, at least, because I see fans in there and they see me, and sometimes they don't say anything, but they message me later, and it's like, you just want to be presentable at all times, even when I'm going to the grocery store. So
right. Well, good luck. You got, what do you got, 3 weeks leading up to the Orlando show? It kind of sucks that it was in your backyard and now it's you got to fly to Florida, but hey.
It was a big cluster of like confusion, but we got it all set. Flight, room set.
All right,
We are
good.
going in about 10 days. I'm excited to be in Orlando. I actually have never been to Orlando besides one time when I was younger. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time.
And when you, after you win the Olympia, you can say, like in the old days, what are you going to do now that you won the Miss Olympia 3 times? And you could say, I'm going to Disney World.
We are actually going to Disney World. I can't wait.
Well, have safe travels, of course. Best of luck over the next couple of weeks, getting ready for the Olympia, and hopefully we'll be interviewing you as the 3-time champ.
Yes, sir.
All right. Guys, that's going to take us to the end of another episode of RX Muscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2020, brought to you by Species Nutrition. I'm Dave Palumbo with Shanique Grant. We'll see you next time.